Hello, my lovies! Today is Sunday, February 2nd. It is Groundhog's Day, and from what I heard, Puxatawny Phil did not see his shadow, so we are staring down the barrel of an early spring. Yay! Wouldn't that be great if that was actually how it worked? So, just a little heads up, it is about 7:15 here in Wisconsin in the PM, so my whole family is home. So you may hear some life happening around us. Unless I go screaming off film, everything's fine, okay? It's all good. So, I just want to say hi to everybody. Hi to everybody who is new, who's swinging by just to stop in and see what things go on around here. And hi to everybody who's back for another round. Yay! Thanks for coming back. I appreciate all of you, new and familiar. And I sincerely apologize for not being very vigilant of responding to my messages lately. I know I always say it's been busy, but it's been busy. I feel bad because I say that a lot, but oh my gosh, this working 8 hours a day. Well, I'm at work from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. So that's 9 hours. And there's an hour lunch in there. And that means I'm out of my house from 7:30 in the morning until 5:30 in the afternoon, which is 10 hours. Life. But I'm going to try to do better at getting back into doing better with that and being more cognizant and conscientious of that. So, yeah. That's my plan. And you know what they say about plans. But this one I intend to keep. The halftime show is on the Super Bowl right now. Shakira's singing. Just a reminder about the Minnesota. If you see me looking over here, obviously my background is different tonight. I'm in my dining room because my husband has taken over the living room to watch the Super Bowl. Perfectly entitled to. He works hard. He gets to watch the Super Bowl. All is well. So, I have respaced myself into the dining room so that I can come to you and talk to you about things I find more interesting than football. I didn't even know until last night who made it to the Super Bowl. I hadn't heard anything because I live under a rock. Okay, back at it. Minnesota Yarn Hop. April 4th through the 7th of this year. In the Twin Cities area, Minneapolis, St. Paul of Minnesota. Still a plan of mine to go, and I'm looking forward to it. And if any of you can come, I'd be thrilled to be able to hang out with some of my yarn friends for the day. Also a reminder about the Cotton Pickin' Challenge for 2020. Where I'm challenging myself and any of you who want to join me to make something out of cotton once a month. I do challenge you, though, that if you make something small, like a yarn scrubby, or a yarn scrubby, oh boy, it's going to be like this, apparently. A face scrubby, you know, like those little face scrubbies, or something small like that. Make a set. For more advanced crocheters, quicker crocheters, people like that, if you make a dishcloth or a washcloth, try to make a set. Push yourself a little bit. Use up some of that cotton stash that we all have sitting around because we all like to use the nice, soft, fluffy stuff. At least I do. Anyway, I want to say a special thank you to everybody who took the time out of their day to wish me a happy birthday. because last week was my birthday and I turned 41 and I had an amazing day. It was fantastic. Even though it was on a Monday, it was still a lot of fun. I went to work, and while I was at work, my husband had flowers delivered to my office, which was really sweet, and a really sweet card. And after work, we went out for supper at one of my favorite restaurants. I really like the Olive Garden, which is a Italian restaurant, and I got something new there that I hadn't tried before, so I really enjoyed that. Everybody seemed to have had a good time, and I had leftovers, so I had more Olive Garden for lunch the next day at work. So I love Italian food. I'm an Italian food junkie. American style Italian. I've never actually had like Italian style food in Italy, so that's a bucket list thing. But anyway, so thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that all of you said, all of your well wishes. I haven't had a chance to respond to all of the different comments, but I've read them all, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, on to yarn stuff. Acquisitions. I had some, because I got a little bit of money for my birthday this year, and I got myself something. I've been wanting a yarn bowl, so I got me a yarn bowl. I got this one at Michael's. It's a Loops and Threads bowl. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it cost, but it doesn't really matter because I had a huge coupon. I think it was like 60% off or something like that, one item. They had a huge sale this weekend. So, yarn bowl for Liz. I also saw this book and couldn't leave it because it looked like a lot of fun and something that I could make a lot of fun things with. The Crochet Stitch Dictionary with 200 stitches. What does it say? Essential? Essential stitches with step-by-step photos. And it was really cool. I mean, it's kind of beginnery, but it's informative enough that it's not boring beginnery. Does that make sense? Anyway, so yeah, that was part of what I got myself for my birthday. Most of you know that I have some hooks from Hobby Lobby. Wow, it just was not going to come out, was it? That one was forced. And they're the luxury hooks. They're different colored plastic hooks with the rubberized handles and the flower decorations in them. I completed my set of those. I now have the whole set of those, and I picked up a little zipper notions bag to put them in so it looks different from all the other ones so I won't get it mixed up. And if I ever want to use one of those hooks for one of my projects, I can grab for that bag, and I can grab the hook that I want, and I can go to town on whatever I'm making. So, I'm excited about that. Finished objects. I did finish the baby blanket that I was commissioned to make, and I finished it in plenty of time. Washed it and got it packaged up and ready to go, and if the gods are smiling upon me, I will put a picture of it in here. And hopefully it showed up. And if you just saw that and it looked really weird, then it probably didn't. I got that done, and the lady that purchased it from me was very happy with it, and she thought that the people that she was giving it to would really enjoy it, since it was, the pink with the camouflage, so kind of the outdoorsy thing combined with something a little more feminine. And since they're having a girl, and I was really happy to be able to help them out and make a little bit of money to go with it. So since I had a finished object. I was treated myself a little bit, and I made this morning. I don't know if you remember this from my hooker plans, and it went straight from hooker plans to finished object because this was easy and it was so fun to make. My Oakland beanie from the Unraveled Mitten. Of course, I'll leave all the information below. And I love it. And I used, now if I put it down on my head like this, it's like enormous on me, okay? So I use it a little bit slouchier. So, or I could always do this too. And that doesn't look so bad either, with the brim flipped up. But anyway, what a nice pattern, seriously. And I used my James C. Brett yarn, the marble yarn that I showed you, I think last week or the week before. It was kind of that garnet colored, gray and garnet colored marble yarn. And can you see that pattern in there with the smaller intervals and then the bigger intervals in between? Honestly, as long as you can single crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, and you know how to crochet into the back loops of your work, you can make this hat. The biggest problem I had, which turned out to be not a problem, was when I first started working with the yarn and the 11mm hook. It was 11.5mm hook. It was, the stitches were really big and really loopy, and they weren't very dense. They weren't real close together like they are now. And I did not have another ball of that yarn. I only had the one, and of course I'm not going to drive an hour and a half one way just to get one ball of yarn, because I'm crazy, not stupid. So what I ended up doing is the classic crocheter's cheat method, and took the end from the outside and the end from the inside, put them together, and started going, and it worked beautifully. And obviously I have this nice dense fabric. It's not loopy looking, and it has this nice texture, so it wasn't so dense that the texture didn't show through. And my light is terrible, so it's washing all the colors out, but it's really pretty. I love it. Hey kiddo, one of my kids just walked in the door. So those are my two finished objects for now. I do have a whip that I haven't mentioned, and I will get to that in a second. My goal for today was actually to finish my nephew's 12-point star blanket, made out of this Burnett blanket yarn called Rocket Blast. And that was, I was going to do that. That was absolutely what I was going to finish today. It didn't happen, because you know what I did? As Seta would say, what had happened was I had a bubble brain moment. Oh my gosh, you guys. I went to the yarn store and I went shopping for the last skein of yarn that I was going to need for this. Picked it up, brought it home. This was a little while ago. This was a few weeks ago. Finally got around to today, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it. I go and I start, and I'm looking at the yarn, and I'm looking at the blanket, I'm looking at the yarn, I'm looking at the blanket, going, they ain't the same. And I looked at the name, and they weren't the same. You guys. Yarn Shopping 101. When you need more for what you are doing, check the label. Don't be like me. Don't be a bubble brain. Yeah. So, since Michael's had a buy one, get one half off sale, I bought one and I got one half off. Because we do, right? We do. So, let me just put these over here quick. Of course, I got the ball with the wonky band because I always feel bad for those ones because nobody ever picks them. So I bring them home and I use them. And then there were two other ones that had nice ball bands, so I got one of those. Alright. The corner to corner that I keep mentioning week after week after week, and I haven't touched, and this thing's going to be an ancient whip before I get a chance to even work on it again, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I haven't touched it. I know I have until April to finish it, but the thing's going to be huge, so I really ought to get going on it. One whip I have not mentioned lately, and I have been meaning to. I don't know if you remember me mentioning my penguin. Remember my little penguin friend? And how I have most of his head done. Isn't he cute? It's called Tux the Linux Penguin, and I will leave the information for this down below also. And it's adorable, and it's soft and squishy, and I love it. And I'm going to tear it out. I am. Do you want to know why? I have a good reason. Because when I was at Michael's today, they have black. Yes, they have black. So now I have black, and I have white, and I have gray, and I can make the penguin I actually want to make. And you guys are probably looking at me. You guys are probably looking at me going, Liz, why didn't you just get online and then order it off the internet? And I'm going to tell you, because Liz goes online and sees all sorts of things and then orders more than just one ball off the internet. Oh, but this stuff, you guys, seriously, if you ever get a chance to touch this, oh my gosh, it is the softest yarn. Honestly, it is a size 7. Recommends a N hook, 11.5 millimeter. Well, this says a P now. Now I'm confused. Look at this. Do you see where I'm confused? Because this says P and this says N. Now I'm confused. If anybody cares to clarify that, I'm all for learning. 100% polyester. Oh, you guys. This is just this is a snack to the skin, man. It is awesome. So, I get to make the penguin I want, which means the little gray guy is going to go bye-bye. But, never fear, it will come back as the body. So, yay! Alright. One more whip that I haven't mentioned before. Well, I mentioned that I wanted to do it a long time ago. But I actually started doing it last night. Because I had time and I had yarn and I want to get things done. I have things I want to do, and this is one of them, and I want to get things done. So, I got some little donut-like balls of cashmere when I was at the Mall of America the first time I went. This is pretty lightweight yarn. This is a gray colored yarn. 25 grams, 100 meters, 109 yards. Feels like a 2 or a 3 weight. I don't know if it has a weight on here. Anyway, it's made in Spain. So we got Spanish cashmere, 25% cashmere, 75% merino. Extra fine. This stuff, you guys, it's seriously thin, okay? Can you see how thin that is? That's like a 2. Maybe a small 3. Maybe. I tend to work with 4 and up. That tends to be my comfort zone, so I'm pushing myself a little here. What I wanted to do is I got 4 of these, and I got them in different colors that I thought would look nice as a gradient. And I wanted to find a stitch and make like a cowl, or even, like a big cowl, or I don't like things tight around my neck. Like Deb from the Canadian Crocheter, she likes things up here. I don't. It makes me claustrophobic. But to those who enjoy it, all the more power to you. So what I started doing last night was I found this stitch. I have this book also. This is different than the other one. This one only has, 86 stitches? So 286 stitches. And I found this. And I thought that looked really pretty and really delicate. I had a hard time choosing between this one and this one. And I chose this one. This one right here. Because I thought it would, with the double crochet on the top and the bottom, it would give it a nice finished look also. I'm not sure what the finish would be on the purple one. Anyway, I started it last night. And I'm using a bigger hook because, what is this one? I found where they put the stuff. It's right here on the bottom. You guys, I'm such a bubble brain. Seriously. How could I not have seen this sooner? Honestly. I mean, it's right there. Oh my gosh. You guys. This is a size K 6.5 millimeter hook. So, bigger than what's recommended for that. What is recommended? I don't know if they've got knitting needles on here. 3.5 to 4. I don't know what it would be for the hook though. Anyway, I started it. And I am loving how this is turning out. Can you see that? How it's all lacy and pretty. And I think the gradient will look nice. I've got the off-white, and then I've got the light blue, and I've got a dark blue, which is a little thicker down here because this is where I'm at with it. You see that? And then I'm going to put the gray on the bottom. Each little donut ball gives me about 6 rows in here. So, yeah. And you're probably wondering why it's one big long piece right now. Because when it's done, I'm going to sew the ends together with their corresponding yarn so it doesn't look stupid. And then I will have this big, beautiful shawl that I can wear that looks light and lacy and kind of feminine, and I have lots of blue and gray in my wardrobe, and so I feel like this will go nicely in there. So once all the color gradients are in there and everything, I'm really excited to see how it looks. So I've gotten 1, 2, 3. I'm on the 4th row with this ball right now, just starting it. So I'm about halfway through this one. The pattern that I'm using is actually really easy. It looks very lacy and intricate and almost complicated. And I'm holding it upside down. You guys, what am I doing tonight? I'm going crazy. So it looks light and lacy and delicate and almost complicated, but it's really not. It's a 3-row repeat. Excuse me. And it's actually pretty easy to make. Like I said, I'm using a little bit bigger hook than what's recommended, but that's with, that thin of a yarn. But that's what's giving it that nice lacy open look and keeping it nice and light. So I'm excited to get that done. Hopefully when you see me next time, I will have the 12-point star blanket done and the cowl done. And I'll be on to some really cool new stuff. Maybe even have my penguin restarted. Oh my gosh. So, that's what I've got for whips right now. Hooker plans. You guys, the Pure Innocence shawl is still in my hooker plans list. And I remembered what it was. I remembered what the one was last week that I couldn't remember, and I actually had it in my list of things of stuff that I want to do. Because I want to make this. A lot. A lot. Some of you have probably seen this before, and if you have, I apologize for the redundancy, but you haven't seen it here. And this is called the Water's Edge Kimono. It is by Highland Hickory Designs. And this is one of the things that I am going to be making for Hannah's Mission Impossible crochet challenge for 2020. And her Year of the Classics challenge for 2020. She's got a couple of them going on. So if you haven't heard of the Cozy Cottage Crochet or seen any of Hannah's stuff, hop on over there. And she's a lot of fun to watch. You'll get an hour worth of bubbly fun and, yeah, energy and enthusiasm. I really like watching Hannah. Anyway, kimono. I'm hoping, ooh, that's showing up pretty darn good for being screen to screen. So that is what I want to make. Now, I have not made a lot of wearables in my life, but I'm going to challenge myself a little bit more this year. You see that? Doesn't that look like that would be nice for, well, I live in Wisconsin, so 3 of the 4 seasons. So, I'm excited about that and looking forward to getting going on it. The Pure Innocence shawl I mentioned earlier by Bag O' Day, and the Two Together blanket. So I want to, with that, I have a whole bunch of scrap yarn that needs to get used up. And what I want to do is take just plain white yarn and mix it together with my other yarn that needs to get used up, my scraps, and make a big blanket out of it. I really like the way that looks, and the reason I know I like the way that looks is because I saw one on, I'm pretty sure it was Facebook, on one of my yarn things on Facebook, yarn pages, and I really liked the way it looked, and I was like, oh hey, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that. Life events, not a whole lot new. You know, sometimes no news is good news, and excuse me, you know, my daughter had a sleepover last night. That's kind of been the excitement around the house. She had a little friend over, and they did all the fun little girl things, and had a sleepover, and woke up this morning, and you know, I had 3 boys before I had my daughter, and sleepovers with boys are very different than sleepovers with girls. And I really like both. You know, they're just different. And it was fun listening to the girls being little giggle boxes the last couple of days. So, my 18-year-old is starting a job on the 10th, so I'm excited about that. I hope that works out well for him. My 21-year-old is doing really well. He's enjoying his job. My 15-year-old came down with a case of the yucks this weekend. And I think he's just got a bad cold, but who knows. But thankfully he's feeling better now. He spent the weekend with his dad, and he's feeling better now. Yes, you.
I'm going outside for a few.
Okay. What do you have? Oh, your phone. Sorry. Nothing. So thankfully he's feeling better. And hopefully that's the end of it. um, oh, before I get going too much farther, I was going to put this in at the beginning and then I spaced it. So I'm going to put it in now, before the holidays, because this has to do with the holiday. I have never done a yarn swap, ever, and I want to. So, if you are interested in doing a yarn swap, please leave your name and a comment with the words yarn swap in it. And the day after Valentine's Day, I will choose 2 winners to do a yarn swap with. So, I'm excited about that. I've never done this before, and I'm excited about it, you guys. And I see all these other people doing yarn swaps and things, and I'm like, gosh, that looks like fun. I was like, I should do that. So, if you're interested and you want to do a yarn swap, let me know. And I will do it from this video's comments. So, that's this weekend and next weekend. Yep. And then the weekend after that, I will pick 2 winners from this video's comments with the words yarn swap in them. So, I will use the random comment picker, I will put that criteria in, and all will be well. And if it will only let me use one word, I will use the word swap, because then we can say yarn all we want. So, on to obscure holidays, because they're fun. Alright, so we all know today's Groundhog's Day. Yes, it is Groundhog's Day, early spring, yay. Tomorrow is Feed the Birds Day, and the Day the Music Died Day, which I think we covered that last week. Yeah, I think we did, because we were talking about the Kobe thing. Anyway, February 4th, Creative Vacuum Day. Stuffed Mushroom Day. I like mushrooms. Think a Mailman Day. Thank you, Z. For those of you who don't know, Zelda NRJ3, otherwise known as Z, is another crafty creator on YouTube, and she is also a mail lady, and she takes us on some of her jaunts and shows us some of her adventures, and it's kind of fun. And she also shows us all of her very pretty creations. February 5th, National Weatherman's Day. So, I'm sorry. What other profession can you go into and be dead wrong and still keep your job? Sometimes I think that's the place to go. I'm not dissing them, okay? I'm really not. Sometimes I feel bad for them because the weather is mildly predictable at best. February 6th, Lame Duck Day. Make a duck. Make a duck lovey. National Chopsticks Day. Now, I like Chinese food. I like Chinese food and Italian food about equal. So chopsticks is something I learned very, very quickly. February 7th, Bubblegum Day. Wave all your fingers at your neighbor day. I'm guessing that means all of them and not just one of them. You know which one I'm talking about. And send a card to a friend day. Okay. Maybe I could get behind that if I remember on February 7th. I have no memory. It goes away. February 8th is Boy Scout Day. So there you go. Amber from Ooh Ah Crochet. She's got boys and Boy Scouts. Good job, Amber. They have a day. And Kite Flying Day. In the middle of winter? That's actually what it says. In the middle of winter? That must be a southern thing. Because ain't nobody standing outside flying a kite up here in the snow. Ain't happening. Um, let's see what to say the second. So we'll do one more. February 9th, National Pizza Day. I can get behind that every day. Oscar night. So it must be the Oscars, the night of the Oscars. That would be my guess. I'm fairly convinced it doesn't have anything to do with Sesame Street. And Toothache Day. That can never be any day. Nobody ever wants that. So, we will leave it at that for now, because that seems like a good place to leave it. That's about a week away now. And shout-outs. I have 4, like normal. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of Cinnamon Stitches, but if you have not heard of her, now you have. And if you have not checked her out, you should. She's a lot of fun to watch. She's got a lot of energy. She has some fun humor, and she's a Premier Yarn junkie. She loves her Premier Yarn, and she will tell you that a million times. But she loves it. So she's doing what she loves, and she's loving what she's working with, and you can't get any better than that. So pop on over to see Cinnamon Stitches and give her a like, give her a subscribe, and say hi and let her know you're watching. Lori's Crochet Corner 2. Now there's an interesting story to the 2 at the end of that. Lori's Crochet Corner was a very popular and well-built channel by Lori, a very lovely lady who does her best to promote crochet and help YouTube channels like mine, who are starting off and are sort of small, to grow and become more visible and more available to new people who are coming into the crochet community. And her channel was hijacked by hackers, and I believe it ultimately got taken down. So now it is Lori's Crochet Corner 2. And she had to start all over. You guys, she had multi-4-digit number following when this happened, okay? I can't even imagine. I have 150 subscribers. I cherish all of you, and you're the reason I do this, and I enjoy sharing my work with you and hearing from all of you and hearing your feedback on my work and your ideas for different patterns and colors. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what that poor woman felt when that happened. And so please, if you can, pop over to Lori's Crochet Corner 2. Give her a like, give her a subscribe, tell her hi. Subscribe to other channels that are in some of her lives, and she has lives all the time. She's like Dee. She's like Granny Dee. She has lives all the time, and she does such a good job hosting them. They're fun. So please pop on over there, help her get her following back up to where it was before somebody did the unthinkable to her. Fiberflux. If you have not heard of Fiberflux, please stop over and see Jen. She is a sweet young lady who does a fantastic job designing different everything. I mean, I've seen her design shawls, hats, blankets. She has crochet alongs fairly often, make alongs. She has some. She just has a lot of really good energy and positivity. I really enjoy listening to her talk. I mean, there's some people that you listen to them talk and you're like, okay, they're talking. And then there's other people where it's like, keep talking. And she's one of those, I like listening to her talk. I don't know what it is, but I like listening to her talk. So, hop on over there. She loves crochet. It shows in what she does. And check out some of her patterns. She does a great job designing things. She has a really good eye for different stitches and colors and patterns. And yeah, hop on over there, check out what she does. Tutorials, oh my gosh, she's got tutorials. And Summer's Tips and Stitches. She's a fellow Wisconsinite. She's on the other side of the state, but she's a fellow Wisconsinite. And she does a really nice job explaining what she's talking about. She's a teacher, so communication is a strong point for her, obviously. And she takes you on shopping trips. She shows you what she's working on. She shows you Happy Mail acquisitions. She has yarn reviews. She has product reviews, things like that. Very fun channel. Another very fun one to watch. So if you get a chance to check out any of these four, hop on over, give them a like, give them a whole bunch of likes. Watch a bunch of them. Give them a subscribe so you can like some more as they come. And leave them a comment. Tell them hi. Let them know Liz sent you. And yeah. Enjoy growing your crochet knowledge. That's where I'm going to leave it at. So, I think that sums it up for this week. Thank you so much for coming and spending some time with me. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your kind comments, your patience with my inability to seem to find time to get back to them. Again, I'm sorry. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. So until then, stay lovely. Bye.